I rate David very highly as a speaker. He's an interesting fellow with a very unique style that captures the audience's attention. So he comes across very well. David is an incredibly knowledgeable person about the subject he talks about. He talks on a variety of different subjects, from giving your company an MOT to how to get your customers coming back more and more often. And he's always very good at adapting his briefing and talk to what the subject matter is. He's very good at anecdotes that make people remember what they're hearing. It's something to go home with and think, oh right, I remember that story. He's got a very interesting story about a pig, which a lot of the audience put on their evaluation forms that they remember that one and remember what it was all about. David is a very charismatic and passionate speaker. He has so much enthusiasm for what he does, and it really gets the audience interested and wanting to ask more questions because they get sort of embroiled into the whole idea of it all. So yes, he is very passionate. David comes across as very charismatic because he brings his past into it, in his past where he's been brought up, and uses that to influence his style. And it's very different from a lot of people that perhaps were based in London, coming from someone from up north, and he brings all of that character with him and brings it all into everything that he does. He does a lot of problem thinking, problem solving, so he'll give people an idea of what the problem they might be having at their business and then give a solution for it. So it's very practical, it's something that they can take away with them and take back to their company and instigate straight away. It's having those practical solutions that you can actually utilise when you get back to the office that are good. The evaluations that we've had from our events have scored incredibly highly. In fact, on content and presentation, he scored 100% on good to excellent. So it's gone down very well with our members here at the London Chamber. We would definitely use David again for some of our briefings. We hold monthly briefings here at the London Chamber, and we're looking at our programme for next year and are definitely thinking of having him in a number of those events that we have next year. The feedback we've had from members at the London Chamber is that they will like to get in contact with David themselves because they've found it so useful, and even though they get the event on a large scale, there'll be usually between 50 and 100 people at our event. A lot of them talk about wanting him actually come in and just be in the office environment where it's just the team, and they can actually really use him to sort of talk about what they can do in their own company on an individual basis. So a lot of other companies I think would want to use him for that reason. David is a one in a million person. He's got his unique style, he's very individual, and he comes across so well to an audience, both on at the event and when I'm just dealing with him arranging future events. He's very much somebody you can get on with very well. I would definitely recommend David to be a speaker at an event.